Today on City Wrestling Radio, CM Punk is CM fired. Judgment Day lays claim to the top heel faction in all of wrestling. We're going to take a look at Payback this past weekend, and the reign of Orange Cassidy has come to an end because we're also going to take a look at AEW All Out 2023. All that and a little bit more today on City Wrestling Radio.
Give me a hell yeah!
Welcome back to City Wrestling Radio, September 5th, 2023. I'm your host, Corey Smith, being joined today, as always, by my co-host, Mr. Jose Oseguera. How are you today, sir?
Oh, wait. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I love how people do that all the time and they still don't know how to unmute themselves. How's everybody doing? How are you doing, Mr. Smith? I'm glad to be here. What an adventurous weekend we've had. I can't wait to talk about it.
I know. I think after the first off, you gave me 2020 flashbacks with that mute button joke. Secondly, this weekend was just crazy, man. Like there was so much wrestling. On top of that, I think we all needed this. I think we needed this weekend after the weekend prior. I think this was all I think this weekend was our just desserts. I think, after the stressful week we had before that, with Bray passing away, with Terry Funk passing away, even with the, speculation of what could happen in AEW, that all wrapped up, and I think this week was just, wrestling fans need just 2 days of great wrestling. We were all a little stressed about it. I think we're all like, 2 days of pay-per-views, AEW, 1 week apart. Even I was like, but it remains to be seen what their ratings are going to be. But we're here now. We enjoyed the weekend. And so much has come out of both WWE Payback and AEW All Out. So, and one of the main things that just came before the shows even started was CM Punk. CM Punk being terminated in a move that shocked the wrestling world on Saturday. AEW terminated the contract of one Phil CM Punk Brooks with cause, might I add. This stems from his latest altercation at AEW All In 2023 at Wembley with Jack Hollywood Perry. He doesn't call himself that, but I really do think he should take it. I mean, his dad was Luke fucking Perry. I mean,
he was legit Hollywood. Come on.
Unless he's going to be Jack City Man Perry. You know what I mean? Because he was Jungle Boy.
Yeah, but then now he has beef with us because, City Wrestling.
Well, he could be the City Man, and then we would sponsor him by giving him a sandwich every
genius.
I would pay for a sandwich once a month. Oh, yeah. I would.
I got his next sandwich, so that's 2 sandwiches a month.
Two sandwich Jack Perry. The offer's on your table. I'm just saying, man. But Tony Khan issued a statement before AEW Collision on the screen as well. Yeah, these were two different statements. There was a pre-recorded statement that played on Collision. He was also gave a statement in front of the crowd at AEW Collision. And wow, did you see the footage?
I saw a little bit of it, yeah.
And it was just nothing but boos all around.
Ooh.
And that's one thing that kind of scared everyone this weekend is how is this crowd going to react on Sunday? And we'll get into that. But as of Collision, they were still a little hot. Everyone was still a little raw. I think they just felt it happened that day. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Yeah. But Tony said in the statement on screen, he says, I've been going to wrestling shows for 30 years. I've been producing them for this network for 4 years. Never in all that time that have I ever felt until last Sunday that my security, my safety, my life was in danger at a wrestling show. Khan continued, he says, I don't feel anyone should feel that way at work. I don't think the people I work with should feel that way. And I had to make a very difficult choice. He's referring to letting go of CM Punk. According to Dave Meltzer and Brian Alvarez, the recent investigation conducted over the past week involved conversations with every individual who witnessed the backstage altercation between Punk and Perry at All In addition to an outside investigation of where, quote, a lot of wrestlers were interviewed on the background and how things have changed / not changed over the last year since the Brawl Out incident. The committee, along with legal experts and the external investigators, reached a unanimous decision concerning Punk, leading to Khan making the decision to terminate his contract. Justin Barrasso from Sports Illustrated provided a little bit more detail into this. He said, quote, Punk was not dismissed solely because of his backstage altercation with Jack Perry last week
I'm
in
sure. Yeah.
London at All In. Though that did not help the cause, his firing came after Khan felt physically threatened by Punk at All In during his attempt to get Punk refocused on the match. Unlike prior occasions, Khan was not able to effectively communicate or reason with Punk, and witness accounts supporting Khan's claim further ended any chance that Punk would return to AEW. Khan's legal team, like I said, unanimously recommended that Punk's contract be terminated. Sports Illustrated and Khan learned that Khan ultimately made a decision to fire him. It was of his own accord. He made the final decision. Barrasso also reported that David Zasloff, the head of Warner Brothers Discovery, had been informed of the official press release on Sunday. Additionally, sources from both AEW and CM Punk's camps anticipate a forthcoming response from Punk. Now, Jose,
Yeah.
what are your thoughts on Punk being terminated by AEW?
Okay. Are the reports still or have they been validated that monitors were being tossed around or trampled upon and almost fell on Tony Khan?
So the story is that after the altercation happened between him and Perry, he quote lunged
Mhm.
at Tony
Tony Khan.
Khan,
Yeah.
leading to monitors being knocked over, yelling "I quit,"
Mhm.
things like that. And you know what's funny? I made a little video. You know, you might have saw it
I
on
did see it.
Instagram,
If you haven't,
and
please check it out.
yeah, and it's funny because I was looking at that footage of him walking to the ring, and the second All In started, his smirk on his face. I said something just happened. I
Mhm.
knew something just happened. Something big just happened, and just to think that was his last match in AEW is crazy. But yeah, the reports are that he lunged at Tony Khan, and monitors were knocked over, and people stepped in the way of him getting his hands on Khan.
Yeah, imagine if that was Vince McMahon.
Yeah, yeah,
He would have got mopped up by anyone and everyone, including real legit security. Undertaker would have stuffed his foot down his throat. Dude, it would not have ended well for Philip. He's lucky he got to wrestle that night. He's lucky he had a good send off with Samoa Joe. I wasn't a big fan of the match, but I mean, if you want to hear more about that review, you can check us out for our past shows.
last week's episode. Yeah,
Yeah. But you know, if time and time again you're having all these incidences, it's no longer them, it must be you.
yeah.
So it had to be done. I'm sorry. Now, this is just assuming that it's all shoot because I went back last night and I saw the original Hangman promo with CM Punk.
Yeah,
Where he calls him out and all this stuff. CM Punk seems very sheeply, very deerishly. He was very, oh, come on, hey man, I'm one of your biggest fans. I respect you. He was coming off softer than any time I seen CM Punk come off
yeah,
any other time in the history of Punk.
yeah,
Something's up. That that reaction, because if he was indeed reacting to a promo by Hangman and he was getting more and more livid by the second, he
yeah.
showed the complete opposite during the promo.
Well, I mean, I don't know, man. I think having him come back, like, yes, this could be a story, but that takes it to like the umph degree of Russoism. You know what I mean? Like
Yes, totally.
working everybody, and I just at this point, I honestly think he's done, man. I think he's
Yeah,
done with AEW.
I'm totally siding on the side of this is shoot AF.
Yeah,
This is definitely for real. This is something that doesn't seem to be a put on. But I will go on record to say that if this is a put on, it's going to be one of the greatest Andy Kaufman moments ever.
and like
Ever.
Punk is not Punk has had this storyline before. WWE Money in the Bank.
Mhm,
He won the title and quote his contract expired and did not work for the company. He wasn't fired, but he did not work for the company. Then he took that
mhm,
title when he was quote world champion.
mhm,
You know what I'm saying? Right now he's also quote the real he was the real world
mhm.
champion. Um Kind of similar, similar
Yeah,
situations, leaving a company without a contract. One was fired, one was this. And if it was a work, it would be a pretty much a callback to that.
yeah, and this is genius level.
So,
So, yeah,
um,
I'm gonna assume that this is for real life.
I think it's real life. I think honestly, I'm glad Tony Khan kind of made this decision to let go of CM
Finally,
Punk.
finally put his
I
foot down.
I was a fan of CM Punk, you know what I mean, for a long time. Um, but he did seem to just, constantly politic his way into making AEW not what it used to be, because ever since he came to the company, it's changed a lot. And that might be attributed to him. It might
Mhm,
not be. It might just be, hey, that's how things went. This is how the company evolved over 4 years. But I don't know. I feel like even last night, was it last night? One of those nights,
mhm.
All Out was like it had a different feel to it.
Yes,
It,
it
it
did.
felt different. It felt like CM Punk is gone. And it
Mhm,
felt like everyone's chip on their shoulder was gone and they were able to do what they wanted. And that started with Collision because there was a lot of people that were on the show that were originally not on the show, that
mhm,
weren't on the show before. You had the Young Bucks on the show. You had apparently even there was a meet and greet with like Colt Cabana and Ryan Nemeth in the area. You know
wow,
what I mean?
yeah.
Announced after the before CM Punk was let go, but
There were
it's just funny
plans
to me.
in motion,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So it's just funny to me how all these things are changing now since CM Punk is gone, and it feels a lot better to
Yeah,
me.
I think what Tony Khan just avoided was, a syndrome described by 2 words, the Hulk Hogan syndrome.
Yeah.
He totally dodged a bullet there.
And listen,
Um,
yeah, go on.
no, no, good for him, good for taking a stand, good for owning your own company and not giving it up a la Eric Bischoff to, the whole
Given and here's the thing about CM Punk. I If he came back and learned like, hey, like I'm just gonna do it, work a storyline, do it in a way, work with other people, not be so uh
sensitive.
sensitive, also politicking his way to having
Yeah.
everything what he wants, then that's great. Like, come back, dude. Like, we'd love
Mhm,
to have you back because he seems like a genuinely good person. That's the thing. He stood up for, he's also like said support trans youth, he's also came out saying a lot of other things, support women's reproductive rights,
mhm.
you know, in favor of, not pro-lifers, but pro-choice,
Purchase, yeah. Yeah, well,
Eh,
people are multifaceted. We're not, monolith. That's a word I learned recently. The many faces of CM Punk is just like anyone else. We
yeah, I
have many
mean,
faces. Yeah,
that's true. We are all the villains to somebody's story,
exactly.
you know. So we move on to I guess, what do you want to do first? You want to do All Out or do you want to do Payback first?
Let's do it in chronological order.
Okay, then let's start with WWE Payback 2023. I didn't write down anywhere where it took place. Well, where was it again? Do you remember?
Uh,
Pittsburgh, right?
Pittsburgh,
Yeah.
Pennsylvania.
No, just
Hence the PWO.
let's see. Yeah, well, that's right. There we go. And the terrible towel made a that's what I remembered. It was the
Mhm.
terrible towel thing. Anyways, Payback. What did you think of the show overall?
This is off the heels of an All In. I figured these guys were gonna give it their best to, one up AEW. They took a swing. It was a good show. They
Yeah,
they
decent,
yeah,
decent. Like I thought it was a pretty. I said online a B plus show. You know what I
okay,
mean?
I'll agree with that. Yeah, yeah. A
Pretty good,
solid,
pretty
solid
darn.
B.
Yeah, like pretty darn good. Like
Mhm,
from top to bottom, it wasn't all like the best wrestling matches, but at the same time, it had some good storylines going in. Judgment Day is kind of on top of everything now.
love it.
So let's get right into it because we got a lot to talk about tonight.
Mhm,
We started off with Becky Lynch defeating Trish Stratus in a steel cage grudge match. Also, we kick off the show with Tiffany Stratton ringside. So she's there. They're probably just trying to get more eyes on NXT with that.
Mhm.
But Trish and Becky, they had a pretty standard WWE steel cage match. I will say that Trish looked great in this match, though. She's considered quote like this isn't her prime. Her prime was years ago when she was the women's champion, but she's really making a case for this era being her prime because she's doing a lot. And I think if you put a title on her, which I don't think these days you should, the way the women's
Yeah, just
division's
for the sake
going,
of it. Yeah, no, you don't have to.
because it's not what it used to be.
Mhm,
I can't see her being Rhea Ripley. I can't see her beating Io Sky.
mhm,
But I think she could go maybe another year and maybe have a shot at the title. I think
mhm.
she could have a go and be cannon fodder for one of the champions and have a believable fight.
Yeah, she needs someone that could talk.
Yeah.
She needs
Uh,
someone to help her out in that aspect, yeah.
did you see her tell the fan to shut the fuck up
Yeah,
ringside?
yeah, yeah, like, she
That
got
was
really
pretty
close,
funny.
she was like, "Shut the fuck up."
And he was like, "Damn, did
Ooh.
not expect that from
But
Trish."
his homie was into it. He's like, "Yeah, this is the greatest ever." Um,
Zoe, yeah,
I just wanna say that the proof is in the pudding. If you see those post-match pictures of Trish, those are not makeup. You saw those welts and bruises develop as the match happened.
yeah. I think she got just a huge like hematoma or what they say on their forehead or whatever.
It's yeah, it's a knot. It's a little mouse. Yeah.
But Zoe Stark got into the cage at one point. Becky takes on both Trish and Zoe 2-on-1. Becky hit Trish with an avalanche manhandle slam and secured the pin and the win. I did not like this match at first, but I did love the ending. Becky kind of taking on both Zoe Stark and Trish Stratus.
Mhm.
And after the match, Trish slapped Zoe Stark, and Zoe Stark closed the cage and laid her out with her finisher. So that was cool.
Yeah.
Still not a fan of Zoe Stark. I mean, she's cool, but she's not like I love this chick. She's awesome.
Yeah.
You know.
She's not
Uh,
winning you over yet. Yeah.
yeah. What are your thoughts on this match, Jose?
I thought it was a really good opener. Good way to get the crowd going. Trish has incredible heat right now, even though she can't talk, but maybe that's why she has so much heat, is because she can't. But all the selling, all the running into, she put extra effort into running her face into the cage, and I really enjoy effort like that.
Yeah, like I said, she's really giving her all, and she's doing a lot more. I think it's more physically demanding in this day and age than it was back in the Attitude Era.
Oh,
So
totally. Even her Matrix still look good.
yeah. Next up, John Cena comes out to the ring to stall for time. He's John Cena, man. He comes out, announces that he's going to be the special guest referee for the Miz versus LA Knight. For some reason,
Mhm.
he wants to insert himself in that. Then the Miz comes out, he says, "Hey, I don't need you." And then John says, "Yeah, I'm going to do it." He says, "Okay, whatever."
I got a shirt right here, conveniently.
Yeah. So we got LA Knight defeating the Miz in a singles match with John Cena as the special guest referee. So I wanted to show. So basically, if you ever wanted to show aliens or someone that's never watched pro wrestling before what pro wrestling really is, this would be the match to show them because Jesus, this was the most generic looking, having, acting, whatever type of match there can be. You got three, white dudes with short hair, all the same color. They're just hitting traditional wrestling moves. You have the special guest referee telling, "You can't win like that, Miz. You can't win like that." And
You're
you have,
taking a shortcut.
yeah, no shortcuts. And it's just, to me, it was just funny. It was a decent match, but Cena, like I said, yelling words of encouragement at both men. We have a skull crushing finale tonight. Miz goes for a "you can't see me" elbow, but Knight pops up, hits him with a power elbow, followed by another or power slam, followed by a big elbow. We have the blunt force trauma pin and the win for LA Knight. It was a pretty good match, though. I would say that I don't know if Cena needed to be added to this match. I just felt like they were looking to add him somewhere.
Yeah.
What do you think of this match?
Yeah, it was all right. I was very off-putting the way John Cena did the 1, 2. Like,
Yeah.
on that third strike, he had like a weird movement that was really off-putting, and I was like, dude, what are you doing?
Well, he's getting old, man.
Yeah,
He's almost 50, right?
yeah. He could strike twice, but that third one, it's gonna be a trouble.
And then when he goes up the ramp with LA Knight, they kind of have a face to face, but he acknowledges LA Knight, and LA Knight says, "Thanks, man.
Yeah,
Appreciate it. Take
yeah,
care. Later. Bye."
yeah.
It's like
It's a corny match, man.
it was a corny everything. I mean, just
Mhm.
lay out Cena or something. I don't know, man.
Yeah. I don't
Uh,
know, man.
Rey Mysterio defeated Austin Theory to retain the United States title. So are all pay-per-view matches for Rey Mysterio going to be sponsored by Cinnamon Toast Crunch from now on, or
Yes,
what's
of
going on
course.
here?
Yes, of course.
Okay,
Better
because
than, like, something mini, right? The
I
bite-sized Snickers just for
yeah,
you. Oh, come on.
I hope he's getting a cut out of that.
It
I
better be,
really
yeah.
do,
Mhm.
right? Well, this was a good match. Both men looked great. Austin Theory is he's just missing something for me. He's good in the ring. There's just something about him. He doesn't have that to
Ah,
him.
man, they're writing him into a bland character. We're the NXT writers that wrote him down there. I didn't
I
watch
think they work
NXT
for
that often.
AEW now.
Yeah, I didn't watch, NXT, but I've tried to see clips 'cause I saw a little bit of Austin Theory in that one documentary back in the day. Not back in the day, a couple of 2 years ago. And it looked like he had something. I don't know.
Yeah,
He just a bland heel nowadays.
yeah. Let's see. Ray kind of hit his usual lucha stuff. Rolling drop kick to Ray, leading to Ray bouncing off the ropes and hitting Theory with a basement drop kick of his own. A 619 to Theory, but Theory is unfazed and gets the knees up for the splash. Theory then picks up Ray, looking for the A-Town down, but Ray rolls up Theory and the pin and the win. This is a good match, but like I said, an abrupt, out of nowhere ending. I did not like it ending whatsoever. I was
Yeah.
kind of hoping for Theory to win, but leading to Santos versus Theory. But hey, it is what it is. Jose, do you think it's a good move to keep this title on Rey Mysterio for the time being?
For the time being, sure. I mean, you gotta have somebody credible carrying it. I mean, it wasn't going anywhere with Austin Theory. My thing is, it feels like the title's a little bit in limbo, but it has been for a while.
Yeah, it
Uh,
seems like
it,
they go back and forth between the Intercontinental and the U.S. title. One will be prominent for a minute, and the other one
yeah,
won't, and then
I
it'll go
don't.
back and forth.
Yeah, and right now the IC titles, all the she's the ball, the princess at the ball. I
Well, it's
yeah, I don't.
Gunther.
Yeah, of course, and he's breaking Honky Tonk's record right as we speak.
I think he broke it.
Yeah, I'm sure he did. But yeah, I don't know where this is going. The internet seems to be buzzing about a Santos turn on LWO, or maybe he takes LWO with him, but he's turning on Ray. I don't see it. I think that's the easy way out. I think that's a cop out.
They don't have to take the LWO out. They can they were a faction, Legado del
No, yeah, no,
Fantasma.
yeah, they could totally go back to that. I don't think that's gonna happen. I say don't do that. Get creative,
Yeah.
do something new, do something crazy.
Next we had Tiffany Stratton and Becky Lynch backstage. Basically Tiffany came up, they talked. Becky called her a Barbie doll.
Yeah. They
She
kinda
said, "Oh,
teased yeah, they kinda teased the thing where Becky never won the NXT title.
yeah."
Please don't make a back take a back step like that.
Where Tiffany Stratton goes, sorry, I said last week I said you were the women's champion, but I'm sorry, you
Mhm,
never women's champion. I'm really sorry about that. I
mhm.
did love that. I kind of she's growing on me.
Yeah, yeah.
Tiffany Stratton.
Oh my god. Tiffany Stratton, Trish Stratus.
What
Oh.
do you think storyline mother?
Oh, go there. Go there,
I'm
please.
just saying, man, it can happen.
Let's do it.
Next up, we have Finn Balor and Damian Priest defeating Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens to win, or at least to become the new WWE Undisputed Tag Team Champions. Now, this was an incredible hardcore match that I think Terry Funk himself can be proud of. The first half of this match is all the men battling through the crowd on the outside. Kevin Owens comes out wearing his Kevin Owens shirt, but rips it off, revealing a Terry Funk t-shirt. I
Very
wonder
clear.
if he does that to hide it. Like, I wonder if they're like, don't wear that if they like saw him wearing it. But like, I just wonder why he didn't just wear it to the ring. You know what I mean?
He wanted the pop.
True.
Cheap pop,
Okay.
cheap pop, cheap pop.
All right, that makes sense. JD McDonough interfered in the match, hitting KO with a chair, but KO basically grabbed a garbage can and put it over JD McDonough, and both him and Sami Zayn beat down on the garbage can with the kendo sticks.
Mhm.
At one point, Kevin and Sammy are thrown into a penalty box, and Arise wearing Pittsburgh Penguins jerseys for
Arg.
some random reason.
Yeah.
This is the point where Kevin Owens is just bleeding profusely. There's back and forth action. Rhea Ripley speared Kevin Owens. She comes out, spears Kevin Owens through a barricade. We have a
Very
haluva
cool.
kick to Balor.
Mhm.
Dom runs out again in to hit Sami Zayn with the Money in the Bank briefcase. Balor rolls up Sami and pins him and wins him. I thought this was one hell of a match. Yeah, it was a full on gimmick. You know, you had interference, the weapons, this, that, whatever. But I thought it was just great. What did you think of this match, Jose?
Yeah, I really liked it. We knew from the beginning. I think we even said something last week about it being full of shenanigans, and shenanigans we got. We asked for them and we got them. Fun match, great.
And
It's good to see a WWE hardcore match when we're so used to, and we'll get to it in a little bit. A AEW hardcore match, which is leaps and bounds different.
well, very different. But one thing I did notice is that Kevin Owens, like I said, he was bleeding profusely, but then eventually he wiped his entire face down.
Yeah, it was,
Like he wiped the blood off and it was clean.
yeah.
And I was
It
just
dried.
wondering what was up with that. Like, why did they do that? I
KO has a healing factor.
well, why did he wipe the blood off? Like,
Oh,
is
mhm.
there an initiative like say, hey, we can't, you're bleeding, wipe your face down right now. We don't want that blood.
Maybe it was too much. That's wipe it down. Too much. Too much.
Could be. Grayson Waller effect next with Cody Rhodes. This was a nothing segment. Basically,
Big nothing
he
sandwich.
he says he made it some calls so Jey Uso could be a part of Monday Night Raw. Cool.
We don't get an explanation why. Why
Jay
would
and
you
J-
do such a thing?
well, I have a theory.
Okay.
I think he called up SmackDown. He says, "You want me on SmackDown? That's fine. You got to put Jey Uso over there
Hmm.
or whatever."
Mhm.
He's trying to get to Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
But yeah, apparently, like I said, there are SmackDown's going to be compensated for the Jey Uso trade they announced, but they haven't announced what yet. So,
Yeah. That sounds like insert Cody here.
yeah. What do you think of the Usos on their own? Do you think they could thrive on their own, Jose?
I hope so.
J- Jimmy Uso on his own?
At a time, I thought Jimmy was the better promo giver. I thought he
Yeah,
was the better character. Jay was kind of just screaming around, but he got put into a very good place at a very good time, and that's
yeah.
what you need in pro wrestling. You know, the right place, right time, and the right talent. I think Jay's in a better position than Jimmy is right now.
Oh,
Um,
absolutely.
to be determined. We'll see how it goes. I hope Jimmy thrives. Let's see. Let's see what happens. It looks like we have mass confusion and sides are being taken in the
He
bloodline storyline.
he can be someone to hell take the U.S. title off of Rey Mysterio.
There you go.
Jimmy Uso, I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, totally.
Because I don't see Jey Uso going after Gunther. I think they're gonna put Jey Uso in the main event picture,
Main event Jay.
unfortunately.
hmm
But it just seems kind of weird to me. Both them on their own. It's like it's kind of splitting the attack team. When you split the Dudleys,
hmm
remember? It
Oh,
was
that
just
was
weird.
horrible. Yeah.
It was weird. Like Reverend Devon
Oh, that
and
was
Bully
weird.
Ray, it
Yeah.
was just weird to me. And yeah, one did good, Bubba Ray, but the other one kind of just floundered.
I mean, oh yeah.
Devon.
Well, I mean, what happens is he uses one word that's his catchphrase. You know, testify, but they want to grind that full throttle.
Oh,
No,
oh,
that's not what you
testify.
do.
You mean like the churches? You
Yeah.
testify to church?
No, no, just
No,
being
no,
cool.
Vince. All right. Next up, Rhea Ripley defeated Raquel Rodriguez to retain the Women's World Championship. So after a good start to the show, this was pretty much a lull of a match because I just did not like this match at all. I don't think Raquel has, like I said, the it factor. There is
Mhm,
something big missing with Raquel. Or if she does, it's just not translating on TV because it's not coming across to me. I don't really care about her character at all. I know they're trying to present her as the unbeatable giant, but she's not really committing to the role, or at least that's how I'm feeling when I'm watching her. I feel like she's going in at a 66%. I feel like she doesn't want to give in to that, like look crazy, look ferocious, just give
mhm.
in to the character, but she's holding back.
Okay,
That's how
now
I feel.
is she holding back or are they telling her to hold back? Because she could easily do a bunch of no sells. and look massive,
Well,
but she
but that's not what
sounds
I'm
a
talking
lot.
about.
You
That's
want
not
her to
what
be
I'm
a little bit
talking
more
about.
vicious and
I
stop
want her to seem
smiling all
more
the time?
vicious. She's smiling, but she's also the vicious giant. She's taking hits saying, Come on, Rhea, you could hit me better than that." Just like,
Mhm.
but and when she says it, I just don't believe her.
Then
Like,
that's,
whatever.
creative. That's all on creative. They
I
need to tell her what's wrong and fix it because I think
Okay,
she can.
okay.
What I've heard, I don't watch NXT, but I hear that in NXT she was a beast.
She was
Um,
well, yeah, they presented her differently. Um, she's been different since coming to the main roster, though.
that's what I'm saying. So there's a disconnect there between creative over at the minor leagues and in the major leagues. This is where the issues lie with Raquel. And I have a friend at work that used to dig her, and now out of nowhere he's like, you know what? I'm really tired of that whole back thing.
It's
I
weird,
agree.
dude.
She comes in smiling, hey guys, check out my back. I mean that's minor league shit. I'm sorry.
Well, it's heel stuff too. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
yeah. So eventually, Dominic Mysterio in this match comes out to help his mommy. Dom pulled into the ring with Raquel focusing on Dom. We have a Braun Strowman slam, a power slam to Dominic Mysterio. Rhea kicks Raquel's knees and hits the riptide. The pin and the win. Like I said, I did not like this match whatsoever. And I think a lot of it was on Raquel. Rhea usually has pretty good matches, and she looked decent in this match. Also, yeah, I didn't even mention Rhea Ripley with the nod to China with her gear, wearing a mock up of China's gear from back in the day.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I thought Rhea looked great. What were your thoughts on this match and Raquel Rodriguez?
Yeah, I really like Rhea still being champ, so they made a good call there.
Yeah,
Raquel, she needs some type of change, an update. I don't like her outfits very much. It's kind of plain. Something like you said, something's missing. We need
she's
to
just
update.
hot steaming potatoes. You know what I mean? Like, you can make something good out of hot steaming potatoes. You got to add butter. You got to add salt. You got to add pepper. But
There's no
there's
butter.
none of
There's no
that.
salt. Yeah, yeah.
She's just a pile of hot steaming potato. Not saying about her looks, just saying what I see about her character.
Well,
Just a
she looks
pile of hot
great. She
steaming
looks
potatoes.
great. She had physique is awesome.
Yes.
She doesn't have horrible work rate. Yeah, I've seen
No.
worse.
She can work.
Do
Yeah.
more. Yeah, it's the presentation, and I don't. I mean, at one point you do have to blame the talent, but she's new, so she might just be saying yes to everything.
Yeah. Well, that's
Somebody has to say no.
they're letting her fall through the cracks. And if it is a talent situation, then they need to pull her aside and they need to coach her on how to get back to what she was.
Exactly.
Because it doesn't fall directly on her. It falls with the people coaching her and the
Hmm.
people directing her and
Hmm.
producing her. It's not just, well, you suck now, so later. No, it's pull her aside, let her know, hey, we're seeing this, we're seeing that. Try to curb this, try to curb it this way, do this and that. But no,
Yeah.
we're not seeing that with her.
Yeah,
That's my
they're assuming that she has veteran knowledge or indie knowledge where they develop their character early on, they go through different phases, and then you have the WWE network way of being raised into the a system.
yeah.
And she's a victim of that system right now.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
she needs to either stand up for herself and be like, I don't like my character, fuck this, we're doing it a different way, or creative and like you said, the handlers, the coaches need to step in and step up.
Agents, yeah.
Mhm.
Next up, Seth Rollins defeated Shinsuke Nakamura to retain the World Heavyweight Championship.
Damn it.
Now, while this was a good match, it was also a slower one, as Shinsuke seems to be slowing down just a little bit. I mean, his entire goal in WWE, coming to WWE, was to work a slower rate. So there is that.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's what you asked for. That's what you get.
the story of this match was Seth Rollins back, which is a little weird to me because it hasn't been focused on until all of a sudden, until he faced Shin. Like, he's just like doing flips, doing, the Falcon Arrow. He's
Mhm.
doing whatever. Back hasn't been a problem the past 6 months. It wasn't a problem at WrestleMania, but
Yeah.
all of a sudden, according to Shinsuke Nakamura, it's been a problem forever,
Mhm.
which is weird to me. I don't know.
Hey, dude, Falcon Arrow from the top rope, and your back is hurt.
I mean, it's coming off the top rope, so it's
Mhm.
a lot of stress on your back. I don't know. Eventually, we have a Kinshasa to Rollins back. Shinsuke sets up again, but Seth falls to his feet. Back and forth reversals led to Rollins giving Shin a pedigree. We have a stomp to Shinsuke, the pin and the win. I thought this match started a little tad slow, but I liked the match a lot. Shinsuke, it really picked up towards the end. Shinsuke really shined for the first time in a long time, main eventing in this pay-per-view role. And that's one thing we saw consistently with both nights. Two people in the main event that we don't usually see, both Orange Cassidy and Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yes, 100%.
What did you think of this match?
I really dig Shinsuke. I really dig his role nowadays. You can't give him the title on the first try. This is the beginning of the story. We're
Well,
gonna
I
get
mean,
we're gonna get 2 more matches at least at a pay-per-view before this is all said and done. I say Shinsuke wins the title at Survivor Series.
well, after the match, nothing happened.
Or did it?
Well, I mean, after the match, in the crowd, Shinsuke attacked him,
Mhm.
but what? No Damian Priest tease, no.
No cash in.
Well,
Yes.
like I just would hoping just him come out and just maybe he cue his music and then laugh, just and then
Yeah.
just hold up the briefcase.
Yeah.
It's
I
always there. It's always looming.
yeah, I think they're steering away from that cash in right now, especially
Yeah.
since, the Raw thing that happened. Did you see the beginning of Raw or the middle of Raw?
Oh, the new Money in the Bank briefcase.
Yeah, the senior. They're gonna
Yeah.
ride that until almost next year's Money in the Bank.
Well, like I said, I was just hoping for him to come out and hold the brief.
A
Not,
little tease, that's fine.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, just tease like, hey, I'm always here.
Hmm.
Be prepared at all times, and you're not prepared right now. I could win if I wanted to, but I don't want to right now because
Yeah.
I'm Damian Priest and I'm going to go party with my new tag team titles.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
So
Did they allude to going out to party or was this? Yeah. Yeah. They did.
I
I
don't
think
remember.
I think see I'm dragging out the show now, but I think Finn was like, "Now I'm gonna go get my friend Damien and I'm gonna get Dominic and we're gonna go out and party."
We're going to AEW All Out,
Yes, because you win all out
2023.
just right now.
We
Yes.
go all out all the time because JD McDonough.
Let's not start again.
So the all out started with the buy-in. Hangman Page won the over budget charity battle royal.
What?
Okay,
Who
okay,
names these things?
okay. Here's my question:
Mhm,
Did Tony Khan just buy Chicago? Because man, the winner of this battle royal was going to wins $50,000 to a charity of their choice, and
mhm,
eventually Hangman gives it to the Chicago public school system.
mhm.
But to me, what I thought, because this wasn't announced until the day of, was that Tony Khan got booed to hell the day before. He just fired CM Punk. He knows Chicago hates him. What's he going to do? He's going to donate $50,000 to the Chicago public school. And
Yeah,
hey, good donation, right? I
yeah,
guess.
is it irony that Hangman was the one that won?
And well,
Is that ironic or is that a
a little
dig?
bit,
Or was
a
that done
little
on
bit.
purpose? Was that a oops, I forgot?
I honestly think when you don't have someone talking in your ear, you know,
Mhm.
Uh, but to me, it is a little funny because, like you said, Hangman Page wins it, and it wasn't announced until after everything happened. So, hey, it's a good charity, so you can't really rip on him for that.
It is. Public
Whatever.
schools are important.
You could give a little bit more than
Mhm.
$50,000. You're a fucking brother.
Oh, 50,000 goes a long way nowadays.
Oh, does it with inflation? I don't think so. But
Okay,
okay,
easy, Tiger.
I will take $50,000. But
Mhm.
anyways, next up, Hikaru Shida, Willow Nightingale, and Sky Blue defeated Athena, Mercedes Martinez, and Diamante with Billy Starks by pinfall. I didn't watch the match.
Well, I'm
I
sad I
saw
missed
part of
that
the
one.
match.
Yeah,
It was
no,
on the
well,
background.
it sounds good.
Yeah.
I would watch, but damn, I missed it.
The Acclaim defeated the Acclaim that's with Billy Gunn, Daddy Ass defeated Jeff Jarrett, Satnam Singh, and Jay Lethal by pinfall. This is the match with Dennis Rodman in the ring. Did you catch any of this?
0.
Okay,
When I read that Dennis Rodman was there, I was like, "What? What was he
so
doing there?"
so the day before it was announced that Dennis Rodman, and this was after the CM Punk stuff, Dennis Rodman would be at Collision, and or no, they announced it before the CM Punk. My mistake. That he'd be at Collision because he was at Starcast making his first wrestling appearance in God knows how long.
Decades.
But then he agreed to come to the ring with the Acclaimed. Now, it was funny because he eventually gets in the ring and I believe hits Lethal with the guitar.
Mhm.
And Daddy Ass is like, hey, get out of the ring. And Dennis Rodman is just like, no. He just stands in the corner and the ref is looking at him. The And they're just like, whatever.
Mhm.
1,
Mm.
2, 3. And he has a cigar in his mouth the entire time, unlit,
Of course he does. Of course he does.
the entire time. And doesn't he have a daughter that's like a really good golfer or something?
Soccer player. She plays
Soccer
on the
players.
US national team, yeah.
Does she? That's
Mhm.
good for her. Then we kick off All Out with Better Than You, Baby. That's the team of Adam Cole and MJF defeating the Dark Order, Alex Reynolds and John Silver with
Ooh,
Evil Uno in their corner.
a highly healed Dark Order, it looks like.
It was weird, man. You got MJF as a babyface, Dark Order as heels. What is going on with the world?
Oh,
Uh,
it's the original All In all over again.
yeah.
That's how they rolled, right? That was the original?
Yeah, no, I believe so. Yeah. So this was a great match. It's a great way to start the pay-per-view. People may complain, like I said, that the world champion is a curtain jerking the show, but the main event tonight isn't about the world title. It's about the international title and Orange Cassidy, somebody who's never main evented, being given a chance.
And it propels that international title too.
Absolutely. And the world champion did what he could to put on a great opener of a show. It wasn't that great of a technically speaking, but the story of the match was great.
Mhm.
You know, MJF playing best friend, playing babyface, doing everything he can to support his best friend forever, Adam Cole. At one point, though, MJF is hit in the neck, and he works a neck injury. Cole takes on, and he's carted away, or not carted away, but walked away by
Yeah.
medical staff.
Mhm.
Cole then takes on the Dark Order 2-on-1. MJF does come back eventually to run wild on the Dark Order. He's holding his neck and his head sometimes, but he is running wild on the
Mm.
Dark Order.
Yeah.
He has a kangaroo kick to them, and they hit the double clothesline to Alex Reynolds, the pin and the win. Great opener, good show. Now, like I said, MJF babyface, Dark Order heels. It doesn't make sense to me, and to me, it's like I don't know. Do you think this was a? Do you think in storyline wise, did MJF get hurt? Or
In
did
story
MJF say, you know what? I don't want to wrestle anymore. Ow.
he okay, after the mean
But his
lariat to the neck,
conscience got to him. You know,
he
he spoke to Eminem.
okay, well, he took a chair to the neck.
That's true. That's true.
So I say that would made it pretty severe.
Okay.
Yeah,
You
I
think
say
he
it
actually hurt himself?
I think
Storyline.
it's storyline, yes.
Storyline.
He was hurt. And he showed signs of that afterwards. And when he attacked Samoa Joe after the
Oh,
match
so
for that dirty look.
yeah, so after the match, MJF begins to walk up the ramp, and Samoa Joe wastes no time at all to come to the ring because as his music hits, MJF is still walking up the ramp, and Samoa Joe calls back to NXT Takeover Brooklyn when he was coming out as NXT champion, and MJF, who was one of the extras at the time playing security guard, got a tad in front of Samoa Joe, and he pushed him back
Hmm.
on the camera, hitting him to the side. Now, he called back to this when he came out to the ring and kind of did the same thing to MJF when he was walking down the rep and MJF was walking up. And this pissed MJF off when he came back to the ring and attacked Samoa Joe before the match. I mean, that's cool. We're getting Samoa Joe and MJF.
Yeah, it sure took Adam Cole a long time to get involved in breaking up that match, that fight.
Well, yeah, I
He was
mean,
kind of just watching like, "Hey, stop.
well, I
Relax.
mean,
Take it easy.
you know,
Okay, I'm coming in."
he's got to watch out for himself. You know,
Oh, okay.
he's video game buddies with Samoa Joe.
Oh, right, that's right.
Yeah. So next up, we have Samoa Joe defeating Shane Taylor by submission to
Who?
retain the Ring of Honor Television Championship. Now, I'm glad you said that because when I watched this match, I thought, wow, this was a great house battle. But little did I know, we were going to the meat department later.
Mm.
But while I watched this match, I couldn't get 1000% into it because, well, I just don't care about Shane Taylor. And not saying that I don't like the guy. I think he's a good wrestler from what I saw the other night. I'm just saying AEW hasn't done anything to make me care. And I'm talking AEW. we can talk about Ring of Honor all day long, and yeah, he's at Ring of Honor. He did this and that, and haven't you watched this and that? I don't watch Ring of Honor.
I do
I
not
gotta
either.
watch it on AEW.
Mhm.
Make me care about Shane Taylor. If it's gonna be on AEW pay per view, make me care about Shane Taylor.
Yeah, and his presentation wasn't very big time either.
No, I mean
He looked like he
both
went,
both
"Let's go get this workout on."
but both him and Samo yeah, he does look like me at the gym. You know what I mean? He's wearing gym shorts and a tank top.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I wear at the gym. And Samoa Joe also is like wearing his shorts, so it just looks like two big guys in basketball shorts, you know, beating
Wait,
each other on
yeah,
the corner for a parking space.
yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Eventually, Joe locks in the Coquina clutch submission. This is a good Haas fight. I mean, hell, they beat the shit out of each other. I know you said who to Shane Taylor, but what did you think of the match overall?
You know what? I don't know. After this next match, I completely forgot this match even happened.
There you go. So I mean, it was a match. So we move on. Luchasaurus with Christian Cage defeated Darby Allin with Nick Wayne in his corner to retain the AEW TNT Championship. Now, this was an incredible match. I haven't liked a lot of Darby Allin matches before in my life.
It's fair. It's fair.
They just seem a little bit unbelievable to me a lot of the time. And while Darby versus Luchasaurus in a real fight, I know seems like a ridiculous thought,
Mm-hmm.
but Darby looked great in this, fighting up to the Dino Man Luchasaurus. Uh,
Luchasaurus has a lot of experience fighting smaller guys, though. Yeah,
Absolutely, and he's
Marco Stunt.
agile.
Yeah, Marco Stunt. He had a little beef with Jungle Boy, of course. 90% of the roster is smaller than him, but he is versatile, agile, and I think he needs to get a lot of the credit for this match.
Yeah. Darby Allen is busted open early in the match, and Dino Man would eventually hit him with headbutts over and over again. Darby goes off the top with a crossbody, but Lucha just kind of swats him down at a certain point. Luchasaurus rips Darby Allen's bandages off and chokes him around the neck with them. Darby hits Lucha with the crucifix bomb. Eventually, we have a torture rack to Darby. Christian tries to convince Nick Wayne to throw in the towel at this point, which I don't know. This whole throwing in the towel stuff, I don't think managers should be given
Authority.
Yeah, like Nick
Yeah.
Wayne should not have that authority.
Yeah.
You
Who's
know what I
this guy?
mean?
He's barely been in the business 2 years.
Even Christian, I don't think he should have that authority.
Mhm.
Darby fights out, gives Christian a dive. We have an avalanche code red to Luchasaurus. Darby goes for a coffin drop, but sees Christian with Nick Wayne after he beats him down. He has the chair threatening to concerto him. This stalls Darby, and Lucha knocks out Darby off the top rope. Then we have a double standing tombstone to Darby, and the Dino Man throws Darby into the corner. A strong lariat to Darby, the pin and the win for the Dino Man. What did you think of this match, Jose?
Hey, it was really fun. Like I said, Luchasaurus is a talent. I want to see this guy go on to international success. Wink, wink. It's a good match. I think Darby needs a break. I've heard that after that All In match, he's a little bit hurting. So
You
after
don't
this,
say.
yeah. So after this, give this guy a break, man. Take him to the Bahamas. Come on, Sting, spring for that.
I love this match. I thought it was amazing moments where I felt Darby could have actually won. And Darby is just fucking crazy. Luchasaurus is great. You bring up a good point about Luchasaurus International. It would be good to see him in New Japan Pro Wrestling to see exactly how much that character gets over in other parts of the world, because it is a little gimmicky. Like, I'm not gonna
Dude,
lie.
I think it's built for Japan.
Like,
It's beautiful
yeah,
play for that.
I don't see him as a world champion just based off of the gimmick, unless
Mhm.
he takes the masks off one day. You
Okay,
know,
I go for that. Yeah.
After the match, Christian almost concertos Darby, but a group of random AEW wrestlers come out the ring to save Darby. It's funny because the announcers are like, "Hey, that's Sean Spears and others."
The rest of the locker room.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't even think those guys are with the locker room. Those are just random guys from the back.
Weren't those guys security guards like 2 minutes ago?
I believe so. Next up, oh my beef. shall I say, because
Yeah.
man, this match was fucking great. Miro defeating Powerhouse Hobbs by submission in an absolute beef fest. And I say that because, well, yeah, you may know, people watching this may know, I am a big fan of beef. And I have talked about my favorite Big E quote for millennia.
Oh my god.
And you know what I'm referring to,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
big meaty men slapping beef.
Who who cares for technical wrestling? Who cares
Yeah,
for back and forths?
I want big meaty men slapping beef. Now, to me, I love it. I remember it all the time.
Mm.
Apparently, so did everybody in the
Yeah,
United Center that
you're
night.
not alone. You're not alone.
Even Excalibur mentioning it on commentary. There were chants of "Oh my beef, beef forever." This was
Holy
just
beef, holy beef. Yeah.
holy beef. Yeah, this was the hardest hitting match I've seen in a while, and this is the match you want to see by two big beefy guys. It was short and it was hard hitting.
Yeah.
Hobbs looked to lock in the game over eventually on Miro, but Miro powered out and hit Hobbs with a version of Hobbs's spine buster. Game over to Hobbs, and he got the submission and the win. And I'm sorry for Shane Taylor and Samoa Joe because this takes the Beefcake Haas Battle of the Night award. A great fight between the two men because it was a fight. What did you well, hold on. Before or after this match, after what happened, Hobbs looked to shake Joe's, or it's not Joe's hand, but God, why am I
Miro.
blank? Miro's
Miro.
hand.
Mhm.
Yeah. While Miro was skeptical, Hobbs ended up attacking Miro, and as Miro was getting beat down by Hobbs, who comes out for the save? But one hot and flexible CJ Perry.
Yes.
So, okay, CJ Perry's here. The former Lana comes out to the ring. She grabs a steel chair and hits Hobbs with it, only to distract him for Miro to attack him. Miro sees Lana and doesn't believe she's real because he has forsaken her
You're not
years
real.
ago.
You're not real.
Which really it reminded me of that
Airplane lady?
TikTok, yeah, the
Oh.
airplane lady. I swear to God, that motherfucker's not real.
I'm out of here.
I'm out of here. I'm
That's
like,
the
man,
real
we are
thing.
in the air. You are not going anywhere.
Do not
Uh,
go.
Jose, first off, what did you think of the beef shop? And do you think Lana or CJ Perry is a good fit for AEW?
Okay, well, first of all, the fellas, this thing gave me the meat sweats.
Yeah,
I'm sweating after this match. Like, whoo, they put on a hell of a show, man. Great, good job. Like we talked about on the pre-show, Miro needed this win, plain and simple.
absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
Hobbs could take the loss, and he took
Right
the loss,
now.
and he looked great. He did great heel work afterwards. So
Absolutely.
this is cool. What do I think about CJ? She's great to look at. We'll see how well her, mic skills improved since last we saw her. We'll see how much more of a character she and how far she's involved. It looks like she's going to be heavily involved. Push this.
Apparently, she signed a short-term deal, so
Yeah,
nothing
let's
long-term right
it's a
now.
let's wait and see. They have the budget right now. They
Yeah.
don't have to pay, a Punk contract. So here
Yeah.
you go.
But CJ Perry being there, to me, it's like the way they've been doing Miro. Does she fit with that character? I want to see how she's going to be presented. Lana was a great character. I loved Lana. The ravishing Russian Lana that when she was first with Rusev.
Yeah, but then she lost her accent, and that's when things went downhill.
Yeah, that's when they were like, you know what? Let's do the Kofi Kingston thing to you, and you lose your accent.
Yeah, didn't John Cena give her shit about that once on TV?
I believe so. Yeah.
Didn't you lose your? She was like,
Next up, we have Chris Statlander defeating Ruby Soho to retain the TBS championship. No UPN championship tonight, guys. Don't worry. I didn't think this was that great of a match. I don't know. I just, what did you think? I'll just ask you right now. What did you think of this match?
You need a pee break somewhere.
Yeah, I guess. We have the No Future followed by the Destination Unknown to Statlander, which led to a kick out by Statlander. Ruby gets her hands on the green spray, but then Tony Storm, everything goes tits up because Tony Storm appears and she steals the green spray from Ruby for some reason.
Yeah, she's kinda losing her mind, Tony Storm, right?
Yes,
She's getting a little
yes.
goofy, a
She's like
little
a crazy Hollywood harlot from the
yes.
1940s.
Yes.
And I love the character, but I still think it's weird that the outcasts are still a thing. I thought that was broken up after last week, but it's not.
Well, Tony Storm is kicked out, I'm assuming.
She was still with them on Collision though, so
Mm,
I don't know.
yeah, she's losing it.
Um,
Well, she lost it.
this match it dragged 99% of the time for me. Wasn't a huge fan of it.
Yeah.
But one match I was a huge fan of, one match I thought was match of the damn night was Brian Danielson defeating Ricky Starks via technical submission. This is, oh my God.
Freaking brutal.
It was a brutal, hard hitting match
Oh, man.
with strap hits, I guess you would say, to each other's bodies, faces.
Oh,
Like there were some hits to this Ricky Stark's face that I was like, "Oh, dude, your face is about to be bruised."
yeah.
I want to see what he looks like today because after the match, he was pink.
Mhm.
Um, Starks gets the early jump on Danielson before the bell rings, refusing to lock his hand in the bull rope, or not the bull rope, but the strap.
Mhm.
Eventually, though, Danielson bleeds even before the bell rings, and he is just drenched in blood, which was a recurring theme throughout the night. It was a very bloody show.
Yeah, are we getting over this now?
Blood.
Is it, like, too much? Yeah, I feel like it's just
There was a
AEW right
lot.
now.
There was a
I
lot.
I was gonna say it for later, but, AEW right now is brutal and bloody. I don't know if I like it that often.
I think they were all good spots, uh, but and they've all could have been used, but all on one show, I do think it was a little overkill.
Yeah, and All In, everybody was bleeding all over the place. CM Punk was bleeding the first 5 minutes of the match.
Yeah, no, yeah, yeah, no, I'll agree with you. It's getting a little bit too much. Cut it back a little bit, like
Mhm.
maybe just one a show. Maybe you don't
Yeah.
have to do three a
Mhm,
show. I
mhm.
don't know. The two men go back and forth exchanging whips, but Danielson uses his vegan powers to power through the pain. Danielson whips Starks. We get the yes kicks to Ricky Starks. Then Big Bill runs in to the ring to beat down on Danielson. And that's when Ricky the Dragon Steamboat stops Big Bill. Starks hits Bill accidentally with a dive, and Steamboat takes a bump. He went down, man.
Yeah, I did.
And you can tell that everyone was a little worried.
Mhm, mhm.
Stark or Danielson went for the running knees, but is stopped by Ricky Starks with a spear. We get a psycho knees to Ricky, followed by a kick out. Danielson begins to kick Starks in the head with the kicking in the effing head spot. We get the label lock, but he can't lock it in fully because his arm's messed up, and then uses the strap to choke Ricky Starks. And Ricky Starks basically his eyes almost popped out of his head,
Mhm.
and he passes out. This was another great match, match of the night, like I said. Uh, Jose, best match of the night or best match of the last 2 weeks? What do you think?
My god, jeez, man, you're asking me to pick my favorite child.
Yeah,
This definitely I'll say this, the last couple weeks, AEW is definitely putting up some contenders for match of the year,
definitely.
and, they don't stop. They stay bringing matches. Um, the strap usage was very creative in this one.
Yeah,
I haven't seen such brutal and creative use of the strap in a very long time or ever.
definitely.
This is really cool, man. I had fun, but again, that this hardcore stuff is really starting to wear on me.
Yeah. I mean, they were all good matches, though. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
I'm not, that if I'm nitpicking, I'm nitpicking.
Yeah. I thought it was a great match. It was, from top to bottom. You're right. It is getting a little too much with, hardcore match followed by hardcore match. And there was pretty much was there a run in on like every match?
It felt like it.
It felt like it. Yeah. Big Bill, Ricky Starks,
Tony Storm.
Soraya, Tony Storm. I guess the beef shop, Miro and Powerhouse didn't have a
Mhm.
run in. Dino Man versus Darby that had the Christian Cage
Mhm.
stuff. Yeah, I'm just going through it. Okay, back to where we were. Let's see. There we go. Okay, next up we have the Blackpool Combat Club, the team of Claudio Castagnoli and Wheeler Yuta defeating Eddie Kingston and Katsuyori Shibata via pinfall. Now, while this was a good match, this is when I realized I feel like some of the matches kind of suffered because they were in between great matches.
Mhm.
You know, like this on a Dynamite or a Collision or just any random pay-per-view would have been a good match, you know. But it was in between that Danielson match and the Takeshita Omega match.
Mhm. This could easily be a main event on a Collision or a Rampage.
Yeah.
Dynamite, maybe. This could probably be a main event
Not
there.
maybe not main event, but you know,
Yeah,
be
yeah,
on
it's
Dynamite.
there. Yeah, he'll be on there. Maybe at the 9 o'clock hour. The big happenings at 9 o'clock. You know what? I try to pay attention to this match, but
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't.
That's the thing. Because you were in between that. It was that last match that took it out of you.
Yeah, yeah, and I got up to stretch a little bit and maybe get a snack, maybe talk with the kids for a second. But
Yeah.
yeah, I definitely took a break on this
You're like, so
match.
what are you guys up to? Like, you guys cool? You
Yeah,
guys need some food or something? I don't know.
yeah,
I swear I'll take you to Disneyland or something next week if you just like be chill for another hour.
yeah.
Claudio is just ignoring Kingston the entire time when he's in the ring with him. Shibata's kind of playing background character here, at least in my opinion.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
100%. And
we get up.
uh, what's his name?
Oh,
Wheeler.
Wheeler Yuta, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We get a pump kick Saito suplex combo by Kingston and Shibata to Yuta. We finally get our one-on-one with Claudio and Kingston in the ring. We get a neutralizer to Kingston. He kicks out. Wheeler locks in the headlock. Then Claudio just eventually European uppercuts Kingston and gets the pin and the win.
Yeah. What?
Even Nigel on the commentary goes, "I never saw anybody win with a straight European uppercut before."
Mhm.
And neither have I, Nigel. That was
Yeah.
weird. What did you think of this match, Jose?
Like I said, I don't remember much of this match. I got checked
Okay.
out. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, guys. I wish I would have
Oh,
paid more
but
attention
see,
for you.
that's the thing. That was your experience watching the match. You
Yeah.
know, like
Yeah.
after that last one, it just takes it out of you. You need a break after
Hmm.
that.
Hmm.
That's when you need like the Nitro girls to come out and dance for the crowd for a minute, keep
Yes.
them hot going. You know. Uh,
Kimberly Page.
Next up, we have Konesuke. God, yeah, I put the pronouncer in there too. Konosuke Takeshita with Don
Yes.
Callis defeating Kenny Omega via pinfall. And oh my God, like one another great fucking match.
Jesus, man, you guys spread it out.
And Omega, he is
You know what?
wearing it.
They did spread it out. They spread it out during 2 weeks, and
Yeah. Yeah.
we're still getting bangers.
Yeah, just think if all this was on one show, that would
Oh,
not be good. No. Omega wearing his DDT Pro inspired trunks because apparently they have a feud going back 10 years when Takeshita was like 17.
hmm.
So, that being said, Omega did have a few spots in this match where he looked like he was slipping a bit. I don't know. Kenny Omega is that good to work looking like he's losing it.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Hmm. Totally.
But like there was points where he was slipping off the ropes. He looked like he was kind of losing a little bit of power against Takeshita. So he has Takeshita up for the one wing angel position on the ropes, but Takeshita breaks free, hits the avalanche blue thunder bomb to Omega, a V trigger to Omega. Callis tries to interfere by stabbing Omega in the head with a screwdriver,
Jesus.
but stabs the ring instead.
Oh, that
Uh,
was cool.
Kenny goes for the V trigger. Takeshita sees the tool and grabs it. Kenny gets Takeshita up for the one wing angel, and you think that Takeshita is going to jam Kenny Omega in the head, but no, the referee sees it and takes it away from Takeshita. This this allows Kenny to they eventually get Kenny to break the hold. Both men roll around, leading to a massive German suplex to Omega. We have another knee strike to Omega. Takeshita rolls down his knee pad and hits Omega with a exposed knee strike and gets the clean pin and the win over Kenny Omega. This is Takeshita's first singles win over Kenny Omega, and it was one hell of a win. I think this is the right call for Takeshita to win cleanly over Kenny Omega. It takes him to the next level. Jose, do you think Takeshita is the future of pro wrestling? I'm just putting
Uh,
that question out there. I know it's a hot take.
yeah, yes, 100%. Can he just put this kid over twice?
Mm-hmm.
He ate the pin twice, right? He ate the pin last week.
Yes, yeah, he took the pin against
I
Takeshita in
mean,
the tag match.
that's the Kenny Omega stamp of approval. If that doesn't get you a push to the moon, I don't know what will.
Absolutely. And yeah, no, the Takeshita, I want to see what he evolves into. He's still like his character is a little plain, a little needs some evolution. But hey,
They're figuring it out.
he's only 27, you
Yeah,
know?
and try out the long trench coat. It doesn't work. Try this. It doesn't work. Try a
Yeah.
Mexican lucha mask. They'll
Yeah.
figure it out.
Next up, we have Bullet Club Gold. That's the team of Austin and Colton Gunn, Jay White, and Juice Robinson defeating the team of FTR and the Young Bucks. Now, I don't think this match suffered the same fate as some of the other matches of the night because it was just a spot fest, like spot after spot after spot. They knew they were going home with this in the next match. They said, let's just give it their all. And they did, man, because it was just one thing after another. We had a BTE trigger by, I believe it was Matt and Dax, a Shatter Machine by Cash and Nick. The Bucks were largely cheered in this match, but we did have some sections booing the Punks getting CM or booing the Bucks getting a CM Punk chant going.
Come on, you guys, it's just wrestling.
Which led to another side of the room chanting "Cry Me a River," which I thought was great.
Yeah,
And they were singing it too, like the kind of
Justin
Keith Lee
Timberlake.
thing, or no,
Oh,
Keith Lee.
okay.
Oh, cry me a
Yeah.
river.
That
It
was
was pretty
bigger.
good.
Yeah.
The 8-man breaks down. Eventually, we get a Blade Runner on Cash Wheeler by Jay White, and Colton Gunn gets the pin on Cash Wheeler, kind of reigniting the Guns versus FTR. What did you think of this match, Jose?
Dude, can I get a break, please? You guys, come on. Oh man, hard to keep my eyes away from the TV now. This is a great match, dude. FTR and the Young Bucks are just made to work together, be it against or with each other. I can't wait to see what's ahead for Bullet Club Gold. I'm not a big fan of the Gun guys, but
Cool,
we'll see. Interesting. I love Jay White. I'm a huge Jay White mark. So
yeah.
let's go.
So also the Bucks wearing their gear from Brawl Out. They're wearing the same gear from over a year ago, the same night they got into the fist fight with CM Punk.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
So I
Did not
wonder
know that.
wonder what that interesting. Pretty much, yeah.
This
Either way, whether
Yeah.
you think it's a work, whether you think it's a shoot, either way, it says something.
Yeah, totally. When did the what do they call that? The lap around the ring happen? Where the Young Bucks did like a
I think that was after Collision.
Okay.
The night after the night he
That
was
would make
fighting.
sense. That would make sense, yeah.
So yeah. It was a good match. Great. It was a spot fest, for sure. But hell, it kept the crowd going.
Yeah. Kept me going.
Yeah, absolutely. Next up, we have the main event of the night. Jon Moxley ending the reign of one Orange Cassidy to become the new AEW International Champion. Technically, the second international champion, but if you want to be real, apparently the All Atlantic title was the same. Anyways,
yeah,
it's technically the third title. But anyways, and what a way to end a fantastic pay-per-view than this wonderfully bloody, violent match. It was very hardcore, but I loved it. I loved every bit of it. Orange Cassidy goes for the hands in his pocket spot early, but Moxley doesn't play that shit and goes right after OC. And OC is eventually busted open, being thrown into the ring post by Moxley. And Moxley just continues to focus on the wound of Orange Cassidy, beating it down and even biting it. Like his mouth was on the blood of Orange Cassidy.
Ew.
He is walking around the ring looking like a damn vampire with Orange Cassidy's blood in his beard, under his lips, above his lips. His lips are on the blood. I'm going to say this. Maybe they should rethink that spot. Sanitary reasons. I know, hey, do you have anything that I can catch? No. Okay, good. It's still not good to mix blood to suck on somebody else's blood. I think it,
Yeah,
it can lead to adverse health effects.
I'm
Just
sure.
saying, John Moxley, don't do that spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just don't, dude. OC gets some offense in, even hitting two orange punches on OC. Then he goes for a third, but Moxley hits him with a cutter. Moxley goes for the Death Rider, but OC reverses, hits another orange punch, followed by a spear. And the crowd was stunned, thinking OC would beat Moxley with the finishing move of a former Shield member. And then
Mhm.
I eventually realized Orange Cassidy and Roman Reigns have the same move set.
They do.
The orange punch, the
Yeah.
spear,
Mhm.
like those are the exact same moves of Roman Reigns.
All it's missing is a ooh, ah, ah.
Yeah, I would like to see it, but Orange Cassidy way, just ooh.
Yeah.
OC goes for his gimmick leg kicks, but instead of doing his whole shtick, the kicks got more and more intense, leading to OC kicking the shit out of John Moxley. But eventually, Moxley hits two lariats on OC, a Death Rider. Orange Cassidy kicks out. He gets up and then just gives Moxley the double bird, gives him two middle fingers. And Moxley just walks over and says, I'm going to Death Rider you now. Thank you. And puts him down, pins him, and wins him. This was an absolutely fantastic, great match, great night of wrestling. This match was incredible. Jose, how many match of the year candidates do you think we've had in the past 2 weeks? Like you said,
Like,
so many, right?
half the show on
Yeah.
both shows.
How incredible was this match?
I would stand up and clap, but I have no room here. But
And your children are
this is
asleep, so
standing O for this match.
absolutely, yeah, man.
Especially for Orange Cassidy, man. That guy's been the storyline is has been through a lot, and he's been getting beat up by everyone, but always finds a way. He unfortunately wasn't able to find a way. My question here for you, sir, is: are we over brutal Moxley? Do we want him to be a little bit more technical now?
No.
Like he's always
I
super savage.
So here's the thing about Moxley that I love is that he wasn't isn't he like going out and competing in actual jiu-jitsu battles?
Is
Like
he?
actual competitions. He's
I,
actually competing in here and there,
hmm,
like randomly here and there, amateur level, not big time, but he
right.
actually is.
Hmm.
He's a legit badass, dude.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. It makes wrestling more believable to me. Do I want to see forks in everyone's head in every match? We went from a week ago to with the skewers, right? In Moxley's
Yeah.
head.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And then this week, you have Orange Cassidy, like just so much blood,
Hmm.
so much blood. Like Orange Cassidy needs a blood transfusion after that, at
Yeah.
least in my opinion. Um,
Oh, there was a wall full of people hooked up to transfusion machines after this.
I mean, damn, if they're not going to the blood bank afterward, I don't know,
Hmm.
man.
Yeah.
But I don't know, Moxley. I think he's great. I think continue doing what he's doing.
Okay, then you
Uh,
know what? They should take the
maybe
brutality away from other people.
yes, or at least space it out a little bit more.
Hmm. Hmm.
Don't have 3 or 4 matches all in one night, all about uh hardcore blood. Because honestly, hell, my girlfriend watches WWE with me, and she knows a lot of the people on WWE because she'll start following them on Instagram.
Hmm. Hmm.
What she does not like is the blood.
Hmm.
Now, I have kind of made a casual fan out of her. She wants, I said, "Hey, we're gonna go to this wrestling show coming up." She's like, "Cool, we're going." She doesn't like blood. She turns away to it. She says she doesn't like watching it. And I think
Hmm.
a lot of people, a lot of casual fans don't like it either. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Let's face it, unless you're a dude. And and even some guys don't like seeing it every night, all the time. So I don't
I don't
know.
mind it. I just don't want to see the brutality wasted.
Yes, I
You
don't want to
know,
see it in every single match.
yeah, it should be an occasional thing, a thing that makes you like, oh no, Crimson Mask. You
Well, it
shouldn't
also
be.
normalizes it.
Yeah, this shouldn't be the 70s. We're not in the 70s anymore. Let's do something different.
Yeah. So that ends two great freaking nights of wrestling.
Hey, give it up to WWE. They didn't put out an all-out show, but they did really good in competition this weekend.
And I will say
Kudos
this,
to them.
All Out better than All In.
Really?
100%. 100%.
Oh, I would say,
I enjoyed All Out 100 times more than All In. At
mm,
least that's what I thought.
okay.
You liked
No,
All Out more? You liked All In more?
no, you know what? I can't pick one because they're both so different.
Yeah. Yeah.
You had the magnitude of All In, and it was only the second All In ever. The All Out we see every year, but everybody did indeed live up to the name and went all out.
You know what's funny? I went back and listened to our review of the first All In,
Uh-huh.
and we were talking. We were like, "Oh yeah, no, this is going to be All In summer, winter, fall. We're going to do 4 a year."
Mhm.
This is before even AEW was announced,
Yeah,
and it
yeah,
was just
yeah.
like,
Well, we were a little drunk too.
I think so. I think
Yeah.
so. All right. Well, that about does it here for us at City Wrestling Radio. We might be back next week. We might not be. We might take a week off, but nonetheless, we will be back with these giant walrus things on my shoulder.
Oh,
It's a good
nice.
commercial to go out to. Um, and we will be back. Well, we'll be back next week somehow.
Yeah, if
And
something incredible happens, we'll definitely be back.
yeah, some news. No pay per views
Yeah,
next week though.
no
So
pay-per-views.
that's so.
Yeah, you never
And
know. Dude, CM Punk could be making an announcement any day now.
absolutely, I swear to God, it's going to happen the second I hit publish on YouTube. The second I hit publish. Anyways, we will also be back with a new retro review this month, coming up in a couple weeks. WCW Fall Brawl 1996. Go ahead and watch it now. Get caught up. It's the beginning of the NWO. Too sweet, brother. All right. For City Wrestling Radio, I'm Corey Smith.
I'm also
And we will see you next time. Take care. Have a wonderful day. Bye.